So it was basketball season actually that turned me up. So it was like Hillcrest versus Bloom. You know that Chicago high
Oh
school.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember that
Hillcrest versus
video
Boom.
too.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember that.
Okay.
Bloom had that crazy squad.
Yeah.
Hillcrest had a decent squad. They was going at it. Bloom was smacking everything off the glass. They dunking everything.
Ah, they was on some
Yeah,
real
that's when
ballers life
Bloom was
highlight
one of the
mixtape
top,
shit.
yeah.
Okay.
And I used Trippie Redd song. I think it's like "You Gonna Die." It went crazy. I think that was the first video I had like 1,000 likes. And then like after that, you know, I was tapped in at that point. I just had to upgrade equipment to, to keep up with everything.
Yeah.
It started going
Know
crazy.
if my pops will hear say well done like I like my steak. So guarantee I'm putting in all this work in the all season. All season. So I can dominate all season. Putting in work in the all season. All season. So I can dominate all season. Putting in work in the all season.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Off-Season Podcast. This is episode 4. And then to my left, we have BlakeFilmz. Blake, thank you for coming to the platform. I really do appreciate it. This is a different type of guest we got on here today. This man is a real behind-the-scenes photographer, shooter, videographer for a lot of high school athletes. Blake, I want you to know, just give a quick 30-second elevator pitch of who you are and what you do and kind of how you got into the space that you're doing right now.
Yep. So, like you said, my name is Blake. We go by BlakeFilmz, formerly known as 23K Visuals. I'm a photographer out of Illinois. I shoot all games, Illinois high school football, youth. I'm pretty much like one of the first guys to start doing a video thing as far as football-wise in Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I know you earlier when we was talking, you mentioned that you did play football in high school for Hillcrest. Getting out of high school, how did you get into the filming aspect of it?
So that 2019 team we had at Hillcrest, we had a lot of good guys on the team. So they wanted to like show off what they was doing. So they wanted videos. They wanted, like cut up edits basically. So I was doing that off my phone from the videos they had already. And as I was doing it, like people in the area started reaching out. They wanted more. So I'm like, I like what I'm doing, but like the clips I'm doing it with, it's not, it's not helping me like further what I'm doing. So I asked my mom to give me a camera. She like, nah, I can't get you a camera right now. So I was working at Potbelly the whole summer, bought my first camera, got it in time for the season, and then that's how the ball got rolling.
And you just kept going from there.
Yep.
So initially, it just took that first investment into yourself to really take it a step further.
Definitely.
Okay, so did you go to college?
No, I didn't go to
No,
college.
you didn't go to college, so you went right away into doing what you want to do. How'd you learn how to like edit and work a camera? Is that something that you did in high school, or was that something that you just naturally had a gift for?
So I like always been silly and stuff. So like doing Snapchat videos and stuff like that. Just playing around, dancing, just cutting videos up like that. And then I always been into like Ball is Life, Hoops mixtape.
All of us.
for
That's what we
sure.
grew up on.
Definitely like seeing the Kyrie videos, Austin Rivers. Like
Back when we was in high school.
right. And then you like see other states like you got Under the Radar stuff like that in Cali. And then you got like Hotbed down in Florida. I'm like, damn, we don't got nothing like this in Illinois.
Right.
So like I always wanted that for like football. So that's how I got into it. Really just loving watching that.
So, is that where you want to take, like, your brand? Like, where you going, like, it's kind of like a under the radar where you start, going to different places? Like, you think you're going to travel? Like, right now, you primarily shoot in Chicago, Illinois. Like, do you think you'll, like, fly to Florida or fly to Cali, like, go shoot a Mater Dei or St. John Bosco, or Bishop Gorman? Like, you see that, like, in your near future, or you kind of just want to stay, within Illinois?
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in doing that. So, like, when I first started, I was more so, like, on the reporting thing, like, reporting Illinois. Just trying to get athletes like a platform almost. But like I strayed away from that a little bit because I want to be like more so like like a video guy, a photographer guy, like not more so like a photojournalist, how I was doing it, like how those guys are.
Like journalism and
Yeah.
stuff. Okay. Yeah, so that's actually dope that you're able to put a spotlight on a lot of the local athletes. You mentioned earlier, like, your DMs be going crazy. Like, what was it like
Crazy.
where when it first started off, what I'm saying? Obviously, it took some growth behind this, and you've been doing this since 2019?
Yep.
So it's been, how many years is that? What, four
like
years?
4 years.
Yeah, so what was it like at the very, very beginning when you first started doing it? What was it like?
At the beginning, it was just slow. Guys I knew from playing or just guys, like family, friends. And then some guys from Kenwood reached out. I went like Lewis Bond, Caleb Garner, Dante Reynolds. Lewis and Dante, they go to Boston College. I think KG is at Lawrence Tech. Like, they the first guys to like actually rock with me that I didn't know.
And they went to Kenwood?
Yeah, they went to Kenwood. So I went out to their games. First video I did, it got some traction. I just kept messing with them because I'm like, they messing with me, so I might as well go all the way, and they was good, so it helped.
Right.
So started doing that. Once they started to see like, okay, they mess with him, they good. Like I want to see what that's about. So it started picking up like more so in the second year, but the first year it was just like I'm doing the one team basically.
Doing the one team. Oh, so you was only doing Kenwood. Was
Yeah,
that Kenwood for football?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So when was that pop like for you? Like when did it take off? Like was it one shoot or one person? Like what was that one thing where you like, dang, like this probably gonna work? Like I could probably really do this for real. Like did a video go viral or anything like that? Like what took you to that next level?
So it was basketball season actually that turned me up. So it was like Hillcrest versus Bloom. That Chicago high school.
Yeah,
Hillcrest
versus
video
Bloom,
too.
yeah,
I remember that.
okay.
Yeah.
Bloom had that crazy squad.
Yeah.
Hillcrest had a decent squad. They was going at it. Bloom was smacking everything off the glass. They dunking everything.
Oh, they was on some real ballers like highlight mixtape shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I used Trippie Redd song. I think it's like You Gonna Die. It went crazy. I think that was the first video I had like 1,000 likes. And then like after that, I was tapped in at that point. I just had to upgrade equipment, to keep up with everything. But
Yeah.
it would start going crazy then.
So I wonder, like, are you by yourself? Like, you do everything yourself? Do you have a team? Like, is everything on you?
Yeah, everything by myself. I do everything. I go, book games, go out, film, edit, arrange everything. Last season I had my friend Makai. He was like doing things, but it was more so like me helping him, like ushering him in.
Okay, yeah.
So
teaching him the
yeah,
game.
he on his own now, but like other than that, yeah, I just been by myself.
Okay, so like you mentioned that you had to upgrade your equipment when you first started off with the equipment that you had, like, and you doing it by yourself. What, you just had like one little camera, or was it like multiple things that you had?
One camera, one lens, one memory card.
One memory card.
Bruh, just doing that, and I'm like, this ain't gonna work. But as I started to get like more people started to reach out to me like want work, so it's like as you get bigger the client, they want that clarity, they want that that slow-mo, super smooth butter. So I'm like, I gotta
Better
do that.
quality and stuff too.
So Potbelly had to go.
Right.
I keep working at Potbelly. So then I got a new job, got to start making a little bit more money. And then bought my second camera, and then it went up from there.
Okay, and went up from there.
I like hearing the process because, like, while we talked, it's like more videographers coming out now, and they may think starting up like, oh, I need to have the best camera right away, or I need the best equipment right away so I can do it. Like, man, just start with what you got. Like, that's what it seemed like. Just start with what you got, make it work, and then build from there.
Exactly. That was kind of like how I was doing it too. Like, start with what I got. Eventually, like we was even talking earlier, eventually we're gonna have to upgrade to better quality cameras and better quality equipment and just better quality overall. But I think that that's what pacing as you go. Like, if you starting off and you don't have like the traction or whatever, like you didn't have it, what you was using at the time was perfect for you, and it was the job that you was working at the time with Potbellies, it was working for you. But then as more notoriety came around and more views and more, I guess, clientele, I would say, you have to make that extra step. I want to ask, do you do this full time now, or are you still working like a part time job?
Yeah, right now I'm full time. Full doing video, pictures. It's been working out for me. I'm kind of proud of myself because at first it was like, man, I want to just work so hard till I get to the point where I can do this. And I mean, it's like it's kind of unstable right now, but it's to the point where like I feel like it's going up. So I just got to keep putting my head down, doing the work I'm doing, and like
keep grinding.
Definitely.
And eventually it'll grow way better because this is the 4th year, so the 5th year ain't gonna be like the 4th year, and the 6th year ain't gonna be like the 5th one. So yeah, that's definitely good to see. What made you make that decision to kind of focus on this all the way through instead of working another job just to kind of fund it?
The work started picking up a lot more. So back in January, 707 season started.
707, man.
707 season.
That's some good content you can get right there too.
They always doing some crazy stuff. They dancing, costumes, doing
definitely.
That's all the viral moments coming to summer.
Bro, they crazy. Them kids don't got no structure at all.
Nah.
Something wrong with them. But yeah, it started with, and then I had to start. I went to Miami, then I went to Vegas. So it was like work wasn't like lining up with what I was doing, and then like I started getting booked way more. So it's like every weekend. Then people like, yeah, you able Wednesday, Tuesday, So it's like, all right, let me just go ahead and do what I got to do.
Yeah, and I think it's an investment in just betting on yourself too, because I think like you probably believe in yourself from the very beginning, but as you seen yourself progress, it probably just made more sense to not work. I mean, to not actually work for somebody else, but to actually put it all in for yourself.
Like starting off, like I would doubt myself a lot though, because being a photographer is like it's an expensive. I always say it's an expensive sport, you know, because like you got to upgrade every year almost, or every so many years, and just stay up with the times. And the people that was in my space at the time, it wasn't nobody that looked like me, or wasn't nobody my age. It was mostly middle-aged white guys. If it was a black guy, they was upper in age, or it was like if they was my age, they was like white kids from suburbs, and they had the money to, you know,
Do it, yeah.
So
Somebody
I didn't
just pay for it themselves.
So I didn't have it at the time, and I'm like, my work is good, but it's like it's not looking like theirs. Theirs looking like a little bit more professional, you know, and I don't got it at the time. So it was just like me getting out my own head and understanding that I'm putting the work in, and I'm gonna get to that point at some point. So now it's like I'm one of the best guys. So it's like, you know, I'm trying to get everybody else the game to let them know you don't got to start off with what I got, or you don't got to start off with what they got. You know, just
But you do got to start.
you got to do it. You got to do it, of course, but.
Exactly.
Yeah, you ain't got to have the best at the moment.
Okay. So I know with the sports, what all the sports do you do for high school athletes?
So I do
as far as filming?
Football, basketball. You know, I mess around with baseball sometimes, but not that much.
Okay. So with it being in football season, I know you said you just came from a game. Was it this Friday?
Yep.
One of the game of the weeks. What's that like? What's that environment like? Being able to like kind of film one of the top games in the state that you would think.
It's crazy sometimes because you forget they kids. You know, you forget like just the intensity and like the crowd and what's going on. You forget they kids sometimes, but it's exciting to see kids going out there and doing stuff that you used to do, but they doing it like a way higher level now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
What you mean? Like, what you mean at a way higher level?
The skill level, like the things that they doing on field. I think I could agree with that.
Definitely.
I think the kids now are a little bit more skilled as far as like on field performance, like the cuts, the moves, the catches. Like it's a real. I would say it's a more flashy game now. You know what I mean? And I want to ask you about that because you know you were saying off cam that was game of the year so far, that Bolingbrook game. Who did they play?
They play Naperville North.
Naperville North, and then so that Kyan Berry is at Bolingbrook, and he's probably like the flashiest player in the country right now, like the most talked about player over 7-on-7. He was going viral multiple times, you know what I mean? So every week it seemed like he was making some crazy catches and stuff like that. So just seeing him play in person, I haven't gotten a chance to see him play in person. Is it like it's that like he live up to the hype? Like he really dynamic like that?
For sure, he play hard. He catch everything. So once you throw it his way, he caught a pass last week. He in midair, player grabbed him, slammed him. He get right up, go do the same thing, 2-point version. So yeah, these kids they different. They training every week, all year. Summertime, spring, fall, winter, they don't care. They going crazy. So it's totally different, but it's good to see these kids just trying to make it out.
Mm-hmm. So I want to ask, like, you know, with being able to attend a game of the week like that, how do you kind of dissect, like, because you said your DMs you get a lot of contacts in your DMs, and I'm pretty sure you got to make the decision of what makes the most sense to travel to. How do you kind of decipher between, like, this school reaching out to me or these players are reaching out to me? How do you kind of pick and choose on who you're going to select?
So I do like my weekly like IG live on Sunday. So I try to check the temperature, like, you know, like almost storyline, almost like what's kind of heated, or like what's gonna have that, you know, that extra oomph in a game, like say this player don't like this player, or say this coach don't like that coach, or big team versus big team. You know, a big team versus big team always not a good game. It might be boring, but I mean I know the kids, so I know who's gonna do what and what's coming. Sometimes a low-ranked team versus a high-ranked team might be the best game just because I know this player is trying to show out, you know?
Yeah.
So just being tapped in. I always say just be tapped in. You know, I'm never too afraid to talk to a freshman kid or a sophomore kid just because they're not on varsity, because once they get to varsity, they might be that guy. And then I got that relationship with them. Nobody else do.
Early on.
So once they get to that point, I already know what it is, you know?
Yeah, most definitely.
So another thing I want to ask is, like, you were at Hillcrest and you said you played, right? And you've been around a lot of football in the past 4 or 5 years. Who was like some of the top athletes that you've seen play in person, like from Illinois, like one of the top football players? I'll speak first from even your school, Bucky. You feel me? Like that was my first year coaching at South, and we played, and it's this running back at Hillcrest. Everybody talking about, man, we play Hillcrest, and he went off. Like, you feel me? Like honestly. He probably is up there with Laquan Treadwell as far as
That was the best player.
I've
That's what I'm about to say.
That's
That was the best player I seen in person was Laquan Treadwell. Definitely.
And that Crete team was stacked loaded.
Ridiculous.
You know, they had I think they had like 4 NFL players from that team. You know what I mean? So
Lance Lenore.
a
lot of them.
Yep. So yeah, for me, like seeing Bucky play, I was like, man, it's different. Like super dynamic, the most dynamic. You know, and right now at Oregon, he's doing the same thing he was doing in high school. So it's really not changing. It just shows like he really is that type of player. But by far the most dynamic football player I've ever seen in high school.
For sure. And it's crazy because, I mean, I've been playing Bucky since I was like 8 years old. So, you know, I played for Dixmoor Vikings. He played for Markham Patriots, Hazelcrest. So I'm supposed to be 2 levels ahead of him, and I'm playing against him. So I always, you know, you basically knew he was going to be like that. But he was definitely in high school for sure. Him, Caleb Brown, he at Iowa right now. Luther Burden at Mizzou. Who else? LaShawn Williams, he also at Iowa. Who else? Carnell Tate.
So you've come across a lot of good talent.
Guys. A lot of guys. I mean, and even playing in high school, Josiah Mayman, I think he had Northwestern. I played him my junior year. He was lined up at receiver. He's a 6'5" tight end. 250. I mean, like, what I'm supposed to do with that? You know, you see me.
You was a DB. You said.
Yeah, I'm like, what I'm supposed to do with that? But yeah, that's why I really started like, because Illinois got so much talent.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I don't think people understand that. Every year you see guys in college football doing amazing things, and they from Illinois, and it's like, where he come from? Like, but we know what they doing.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly, especially with the receivers and stuff.
For sure.
Definitely.
Is Illinois the most underrated football state in the country?
Yeah, definitely one of them.
I'm saying like one of them for sure.
Yeah, definitely one of them.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing that, you know what I'm saying, with us being one of the underrated states in football and just probably a lot of sports. I know basketball, we probably a lot known for basketball. Definitely. But with it being football, it's good to have people like you out there putting the spotlight on them too, as well, just because, you know, like you said, you being one of the first people to do it, you seen that it was a need for that, and then you ended up started doing it, and then now it's up there for you. So that's definitely great. Tapping into being tapped in with like a lot of the sports and stuff, because I know sometimes you mentioned that you go to games and it ain't as good as you thought it was going to be. Like, it could be a good team playing a good team and the game could be boring, or sometimes you may go out to teams who just get blown out, who invited you out and get blown out. You know, kind of explain like what's that like, you know, just going and you like, what was it all for?
So like, I really like know these kids. Like I know them for real. Like 9 times out of 10, you see me interacting with a kid, like I really know them. So all off season, they tell me, yeah, bro, Sly, we're gonna be great. You know, we different from last year. We got a new coach, new players. I'm like, all right, bro. I come to the game. They suited. They got the turf tape. They got the visor, new gloves. They see me for the game. They dap me up. Yeah, bro, we finna go crazy. First play of the game, other team, kick return, touchdown. I know what it's gonna be. It's over with. So that's just for me knowing them. Like, me believing them sometimes. But it's like just giving everybody a chance. Sometimes everybody don't need the chance.
Sometimes
everybody don't need the chance.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Hey, it's true though.
I think it will still at least make for good content for the most part.
Yeah, of course, because I mean, if somebody gonna win.
Right.
So I got content.
Capture something.
Yeah, and I always say, if my grandma get trucked on the field, I'm posting it.
Right.
I don't care.
And essentially, I mean, it's your job to be out there. Like, you don't really care who win or who lose. Like, you know what I'm saying? You may who you want to, but I mean, yeah, you gonna be out there and you gonna record anyway. So yeah, but athletes, some of them need to just focus on playing and not having him come out to record.
Yeah, another thing you mentioned that you said you want to steer away from the journalism aspect of it, and you kind of just want to focus more on the highlight part of it. Would you say? Why not? Why did you want to focus more on the journalism aspect of it? Was it just too much work, or just
it was like almost like when I first started doing it, I wanted to be more like Baller's Life, like reporting like. So I would make a post like 4-star receiver does this, just keeping up with everything that's going on. It was like I don't have enough time to do that, and focus on me bettering myself as a videographer or as a photographer. Like, you get stagnant and you just almost become more of a reporter. Like, let me just capture the moment instead of like, let me start making something or, having cinematic, something like that.
Cinematic feel. Yeah, that's definitely great for the cinematic feel behind the highlights. I think that give it a whole different type of vibe, different type of feel. As far as the sports that you do cover, do you have any plans on tapping into sports beyond that? you said you cover a little bit of baseball. I know main thing is football and basketball. Maybe would you be interested in doing any other sports? Maybe like, I don't know.
If they have me out, I'll come. But I try to stick to what I know because I'm still trying to like elevate myself in those fields. So I don't want to stray away before I get
That makes sense.
But yeah, I do anything. Water polo, hockey. I come do anything.
Yeah, as long as the money right.
You know what I'm saying?
As long as the money right.
They talking right. I'm gonna come talk to them.
Okay. So with sports that you played in high school was football.
Yep.
Did you play any other sport outside of that?
Yeah, I wrestled my freshman year, but that was not it.
That was not it.
No, that wasn't it at all.
Now, why didn't you like it?
Conditioning crazy.
Conditioning is crazy for wrestling.
Conditioning
I wrestled
crazy.
in high school.
Get up at we gotta be up at 9 a.m. It's winter time, so winter sport. Get on the bus. Then I'm finna go run 4 miles.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, 10 minutes straight, something like that. Yeah,
you never been to one wrestling practice. I can't relate. I don't know what. Hey, you gotta be a wrestler. Like that's gotta be in your heart. Like being a fighter. Like you don't wake up just want to box and MMA all. Like you just gotta. It's just gotta be in you. For real.
Most definitely.
That was decent though.
Yeah, no, for sure. I respect. I love.
Yeah, those are people in the best shape of their life.
I love watching it for sure.
Because a big part of their thing is endurance. Like you got to be physical, you got to be strong, but the biggest part about that is endurance, man. Shit.
Yeah, I think I only lost 3 matches, but my last match of the year I wrestled this guy from Lincoln East. So I was wrestling like 126, but like for 126 for me looked different from somebody that's 6'2". So he like super skinny. I'm like, I'm finna roll him, bro. Crazy. Like, he grabbing my leg, but he on top of my head. I'm like, nah, bro, I can't do this.
Lincoln East, that's crazy.
Yeah, I can't do it, bro.
So Blake, you did mention that as far as some of the people you cover, you actually know them, and then some people that you even played with growing up are playing at the next level right now. When did you get into football? When did you start playing sports?
I started playing at 6.
6, damn, all of us, bro.
I started playing at 6.
And that was for the Dixmoor
Vikings. Yeah.
Dixmoor Vikings. Okay,
Yeah.
Dixmoor Vikings. I don't think I ever heard of the Dixmoor Vikings because I played for the Dalton Bears, and that's like kind of in the same area a little bit, like Dixmoor Hart. That little
area. I played
area.
the Dalton Bears like the second year I played football and like the championship.
Yeah,
they walked us, bro.
We were some, bro. I'm telling you, Dalton Bears we were some dogs, bro. Like we was real life some dogs, bro.
Well, all right, so maybe because they all leave, but I was saying like if everybody go play in Dalton, like why teams like Thornridge, like y'all all from that area, like do most of the players that play for the Dalton Bears go off and like go to the Catholic leagues or go, you know what I'm saying? Like why would like that group stay together and play in Dalton, for Thornridge?
From my experience, a lot of them went to the Catholic League for one, but also another thing that I seen too is that like a lot of them don't got the guidance to play in high school, bro. Like they'll get to high school and play, but they don't do what they need to do off the field, more so being in the classroom. And even in like how they outside of school and stuff, they was, they was into a lot of bad shit. So they didn't really have a lot of guidance, which wouldn't translate to the field because they wouldn't even get the opportunity to play. It's kind of like what Caleb was saying when we were speaking to him. He said a lot of people ruin their chances before they even get the chance to play because they're not doing the things they're supposed to do outside of the sport. So that was my experience of, we had a lot of dogs coming through Dalton, bro. I'm talking about when I first started playing at 6 years old like yourself, we had some dogs, bro. Like for real. And a lot of the people that came to see us was the Catholic League schools, so the St. Rita's, the Mount Carmels. I know one individual I remember, he was my older brother age, Steve Filer. He played at Notre Dame. He played at Mount Carmel. He played at Notre Dame. He was like the top middle linebacker in the state. Or like the Laquan Trails, they didn't play for Dalton, but they played in like the area. And I know for a fact my brother played against him when he was younger, but he, from my experience of at least people playing around him, like he at least had the preparation and the fundamentals to at least, play at the next level. And a lot of people in Dalton didn't have that, bro. Like a lot of people, a lot of times their father wasn't around, or they'd just football was like just fun to them, and it was just seemed like, nothing they really even thought about doing beyond it being fun, you know what I mean? So then as they got to high school and it became more important and more like preparation behind it, a lot of them kind of fell off from just doing it in general.
I can attest to that too, because and sometimes it's the parent, drinking that Kool-Aid from the Catholic school. So you got a kid in 8th grade, all world crazy, he's going crazy, 100 yards a game, and you got this Catholic school, he's coming talk to you every day. Your kid's great.
They there too, bro. Like for real.
We gonna take some off the tuition. You don't gotta worry about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, as a public school, you can't do that. Right. It's sanctioned. You gonna get something gonna happen to you. So, and then sometimes it's like coaching. Like so, if I got a kid and I think hey, he might be Division I talent, and I'm watching the team, and they not sending nobody to school. It's like, why I want to send my kid there?
Right,
But people don't understand
Exactly.
if you get a good group. If you think your kid is a good kid, if you send them to school, no matter where they go to school, they're gonna do what they're supposed to. So if you get a good group of kids in school, like when I came to Hillcrest, I went to Richards at first my freshman year, and then I transferred to Hillcrest. Before my class got there, Hillcrest was like 9-55.
Yeah, no,
Over the
for
past
real.
5 years, like they was not winning games, and like it just took a good group of kids, different coaching staff to get in there.
Coach
and-
Mo came in, Mo Weaver.
Yeah, and we went like quarterfinals like 3 years in a row.
Really?
So it's
Yeah,
like
At
it was
Hillcrest?
nice. Yeah, Hillcrest.
For
Yeah, for
football.
football.
Right.
Right, so you get out the loop.
So that's
Right,
crazy
right,
to think for
okay,
me because
yeah.
when we used to play Hillcrest in high school,
Exactly.
we used to like mop them.
Yeah,
like,
that was the
everybody-
easy,
every
like,
sport. Oh, well,
yeah.
besides basketball, they was always pretty
Yeah, that
dominant
was
in
crazy.
basketball.
Football, it was never
But
like,
football was
never a
never
worry. Like,
yeah, it was like the practice. Like the Hillcrest was the practice game to prepare for the week following. So that's crazy to see that you actually was a part of a time when they were actually winning.
dominant, beating Lamont. Like, dominant.
Really,
Yeah,
Hillcrest.
dominant. Yeah.
That was beating Lamont. Wow. So yeah,
The top teams in the state at that time. So
yeah.
yeah.
So when you change that culture around, it's definitely a lot different.
Like I always say, it always
just
comes to
take the
culture.
community to believe in the school. So like you got areas like what I want to say, Country Club Hills or South Holland. Most of the talent in the Catholic leagues, that's where it's coming from. I promise you,
Yeah.
probably
Yes,
Definitely.
20% of them
Yes.
kids is from that area. So if all them kids were just like, all right, I'm gonna go to my public school down the street, state, you know.
But it's on the coaches though. The coaches from that school have to get into the community and get to the parents and convince them like, man, it's best if they just stay here. We'll make sure that they go on
gotta
to the next
recruit
level. They'll be met like everything you need to do. Like you have to sell it. You can't just be content and like,
Definitely.
all right, they gonna just come here because it's the public school. Like no, that's not how it's working right now. Like you got to go to the middle schools, set up after school programs or after school meetings. Like hey. What is the foundation for our program? What's the future? How can you work into this program? Like it's a lot of things you got to do. You can't just be content because the Catholic schools they coming. They gonna grab all the best players out your area and you'll be stuck with what's left. And then you'll be complaining when playoffs come and you get matched with one and they blow you out. Well, it's your fault. Like you should have found a way to keep your kids home.
Yeah, definitely. Because I definitely think the coach and who's ever in power to coach that team for that said suburb or whatever. I think that's definitely important too to retain the kids in the area because there's no way a kid from the south suburbs should not be balling in that suburb. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's kids, with us training over there in Indiana, it's kids that are deep in Indiana that drive to the city and drive to
the Catholic
yes,
school?
Yes, like one of our athletes, we trained Tristan. He's like from Indiana and he like takes the train all the way to the city just to go to Mount Carmel. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they will rather drive an hour, take a train, go through all of this just to go play somewhere when they got a school 10 minutes away, 5 minutes away. But hey, they want the opportunity to be the best that they could be and go off and do what they want to do. So to ensure that I drive an hour versus going to my public school and I know they don't care, they're not gonna push me to no colleges, they're not gonna prepare me like physically, mentally. So why would I do that? So that's just what it is.
Exactly. You make a great point, and that's probably why a lot of the things that we do, especially what you do too, putting a lot of spotlight on a lot of these athletes within, the south suburbs as well as the city as a whole. It's important for people like you to do that because, you know what I'm saying, you just another outlet for them to provide shine to them, provide a spotlight to them. So that's definitely great. I want to ask, bringing it back to you, Blake, and what you do. As far as long term, let's say expanding the brand and really blowing up, where do you necessarily see yourself with the brand for another 4 years from now?
I'm trying to get to the next level, just like an athlete. I want to get to college. I want to shoot for Illinois, Ohio State, Alabama. And
has any of them reached out yet? Any college level type team reached out
not yet? I mean, I had an opportunity with Southern Illinois, but it didn't work out. But other than that, I mean, yeah, just trying to get to the next level. Whichever way it is, maybe I go to a D2 and just show my talent there, and then get something where I can send it to another school and elevate from there.
Maybe even start with a place like here.
Yeah, right.
You know what
Or
I mean?
North Central.
Like we know some players here.
Right.
Come down and shoot. I mean, number one team in the country. It's not too many number one teams in the country you can go shoot. So, and they got some high level guys here, some pro prospects. So yeah, I mean, just getting that opportunity.
Definitely getting the opportunity and just growing. Like at least you know where you at the time? Like, you are very aware of, all right, it's time to upgrade to some new equipment.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't never overly, like, you're not overly jumping the gun, and you playing within that realm and that space of where you can make it feasible. Do you ever think that you will need to add more people to the team and delegate more tasks to other people to make your vision come to light?
Yeah, like as I start doing like bigger projects, I was starting on a documentary this season. I kind of held back on it because
Like a sports documentary?
yeah,
Or
like doing for like football teams and like
Okay.
I did De La Salle. I probably finish up that episode and like push it out like a prelude almost
Okay.
to like just see how people receive it. But yeah, I was supposed to do like 4 teams, but I couldn't get to it. But yeah, definitely probably get some guys like not as a team, but like collaborate with some people.
Okay.
Almost.
So what is time management like with, doing it by yourself? Like what is that like? Like, I know I know filming is probably, like, from experience with me, I always say filming is the easiest part.
Definitely.
The hardest part is actually dedicating the time to edit.
Right.
So what is that
Sitting
like
down,
with you?
editing,
Yeah.
picking a song for a highlight video.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, I'm telling you, I will ask my girl, like, you know a song? Like, because it's like you listen to music all day, and like, and me, I'm like big, like, visual in my head. Like, if I listen to a song, I'm like almost putting a video together in my head already.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, yeah, like, just sitting down and just having time and then, doing regular life stuff. Like, giving time for family and, doing stuff like that. It's definitely tedious.
Yeah, definitely is tedious, but I think it all pays out because I feel like every time I edit it, I get better every single time. But yeah, definitely adding the music is funny because I be thinking about that when we make the reels. I'm like, damn.
When I make our little workout videos, for when we training people, I'll be sitting. That's the longest part. I'm there for like 30 minutes. Like, what song? I'm like, forget it. I'll just anything. It don't even matter. But I can only imagine for something like this or bigger jobs that y'all do, having to pick music and angles and transitions and all that. Like, I know it's a lot of work, and that's probably something that people don't take into consideration.
No.
When they're asking for your price. That's something I want to talk to you about. Like, your price. Like, you probably have a bunch of athletes reaching out, and then you give them a price like, oh, it's this much. Do you get a lot of, oh, no, that's too much, or they want to bargain or undercut the price? Like, how do you kind of deal with that and staying strong on your value and what you charge?
Yeah, so you always gonna get bargain. Like, you throw a price out, it's like, well, I only need this and I only need that. Well, I gotta drive 30 minutes. Gas is not cheap at all.
Not at all, bro.
This camera was $2,500.
Right.
All this stuff just adds into my price, and I'm like, this is what I got for you. So I'm never pressed to get a sale. So if I give a price out, I'll see you another time, because I always say they either gonna buy it or they're not.
Right.
So the world's about goods and services, and I'm offering my service. That's my price, and that's about it. But most people they understand what they're coming for when they come to me a lot, because I'll tell you, like, I know most of these people, so they know, like, I'm dead set on my price, and I don't charge everybody the same thing. So, because you're not gonna charge the man from TF South, but you're gonna charge LeBron James.
Right.
So I don't got a set price list. I think that's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's more like variable, depending on. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely important to take in consideration everything you make upgrades to.
Yeah.
Too, because, like, maybe the price of year 1 is not the same price as year 4, obviously,
Right.
because you got better, you upgraded your equipment. So I think that's important to take all of that into consideration too, because as you level up, the price is gonna get higher too, because now you're more valuable.
Exactly.
Now the market value is there. I'm gonna get you quality, content and things like that. So, yeah, it's definitely great.
Yep. So, so we were talking about prices, and I know this is a pretty lucrative field. You know what I mean? Like, it's good money, and it's some that I think a lot of people should be into, like the marketing, the media, editing, because that's the future of everything. Like business, all things require some sort of marketing and somebody to capture certain moments for you. But do you think it's kind of like an oversaturated field now? Because I'm not gonna lie, me being in training and following a bunch of people, I'm noticing that more athletes are becoming videographers, and I'll put quotes on it because, like, I don't know how many of them actually have a passion for shooting and have a passion for the camera and wanted to do it, or they just see it as a quick money grab, like, hey, let me go get this camera and go take some pictures and shoot some videos so I can make some money real quick. Like, do you think that it's more of that than actual, genuinely want to do this for real?
Yeah. So I would say, like, if you want to do this, you can't get in it for the wrong reasons, right? Because it do get times where you lose passion and or the money not coming in how you like it. So if you were just trying to do it like a quick money grab, and then people know, like, fake. So if I'm just trying to get some money from you, and I'm not actually trying to, like, put my all into this work that I'm doing for you, like, I'm not. And then it's big depending on relationships in this. So if you want to elevate, you got to know somebody, or you got to do good enough work to put it out there and they're like, oh, he did that. So it's a lot of people out here doing it right now, a lot of kids doing it. So I will say, if you want to do this, just be passionate about it, because if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, it's not sustainable.
Exactly, and I think it also brings being passionate about it too and doing it for the right reasons brings that artistic integrity behind it. Because you know what I'm saying, if somebody's doing it for like a quick buck, like get money here, get money there,
Right.
I don't think they'd put as much hard work in as a person who actually is more passionate about it and whatever. And I think that's just with anything. You know what I'm saying? If you actually passionate about something, I think essentially like you would do it for free. You know what I'm saying? But obviously you want to make, if it's your livelihood, you want to make money off of it. But essentially, like at the beginning, I'm pretty sure you were probably doing it for free, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like if I'm doing it for the guys, like,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead, take that. But I'm gonna do this because I just want to do it.
Uh-huh.
Like I'm glad
Exactly.
you gave me the opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
Like even with like FA and Vaughn, like with trainers at the end of the season, I always post like trainers to send kids to. Like I'm like, all right, season over with. If you want to go work out, these are the trainers. Da 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 da. But I'm not. If I don't believe you want to do it, like I told you, I send my little brother to him. Like I'm not sending my little brother to nobody that I don't think want to
Exactly.
take the time. Like if you're doing something wrong, because it's trainers that kids get in the line, they doing the drill, kids messing up, kid go to the back of the line, they don't say nothing to him. Like I want you to pay attention,
to everything that's
time,
going on.
So like that, like doing it with anything, if passion is gonna take you a long way.
Exactly.
Anytime.
I agree. How old is your little brother?
14.
14. Oh dang. So how long ago did you send him to train with them?
I think like a couple times over the past
like
years.
over the summer, yeah.
What is he playing? What sport is he playing?
He played football.
Football. So
Yep.
you be getting a little content of him as well, just a little bit or not?
Nah, I got a rule. I don't shoot freshmen or JV.
Wait. Why? I'm curious. Why?
I just don't.
It probably save you a lot of time too, because
and-
they ain't really proved nothing at the freshman level. Yeah, you really prove stuff really when you playing on varsity. So
And that's what matters too. Like I mean,
Yeah.
nobody care about what if you balling on the freshman level. So like you know what I'm saying, it's about varsity.
That shit
The,
ain't nothing
the
about
best players are on
varsity.
varsity. So I
Exactly.
respect that though. I respect
Yeah.
that. Like
then just understanding, like it's also more like like with clothes, like designer brand. Everybody wants something that they can't like just get.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So if I'm a freshman, I'm a sophomore. Like when I finally get on varsity, like I gotta get a Blake. BlakeFilmz. I gotta get that.
Yeah.
So just having it like
Definitely.
that.
You create value in that, like
Right.
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you
Not being
definitely create value
accessible,
in that.
You create value, just like for us, like we doing podcasts. We not just trying to interview anybody. Anybody is not coming on
Right.
here. So it's like if we continue, interviewing people and having people on that's high value names, it's like, oh man, what I got to do to get on? Like, nah, bro, you ain't done enough. If I ain't reach out, you ain't done enough.
I think a lot of things you got to the work come first.
Yeah, the
So
work
like
come, yeah.
work improving yourself. So I think that's something that you definitely did. You put in a lot of work because, like you mentioned, a lot of things you do, a lot of this is done. You are the CEO, the marketer, the editor, the videographer. You wearing many different hats. So I think that's also good to just be a prime example of how it can work without having to spend as much money on cameras early on, or not having to hire necessarily a team quite yet. It's a lot of things you're showing that you can do on your own, and also just with doing it on your own, you deliver quality content. So that's definitely good to see. And I definitely see I follow your Instagram, so I see a lot of the visuals that you do and stuff like that. So I definitely just want to keep encouraging you to elevate, because that's going I can always see like exactly where it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? You may have like a big corporation from now, crazy.
Be with an NFL team, like it's
NFL
so much that
team,
could
college
come from,
team, yeah.
Man. And I wish I think about it right now. Like I wish I would have got into it, but I mean,
Yeah.
you got into it super early before it was
right after high
popular.
school.
Like, you know what I'm saying. But nobody was really picking up cameras like that. But being young, you don't see that shift in society where it's going. Like everything digital, everything filmed, everything is social media marketing, content,
Exactly.
influencing. So getting into it early like you did, really setting that foundation for yourself. Like you cashed in on that one. So
Definitely. So was college ever in your you ever see yourself going to college?
I
Did you?
hated
Oh no,
school.
you hated school?
So bad.
Yeah.
So bad. So like one of those kids, like growing up, like I was always like kind of smart. Like I tested well, but like I was like class clown. So it's like they tried to move me up grades, and then like I was in like a regular public school at first, was getting in a lot of trouble, and my mom like, okay, maybe you bored, go to a different school, a magnet school in Chicago, Robert A. Black. Tested in there, just testing well again. And she was like, okay, he just bad. You know, so I never really liked school, so I knew immediately coming out of high school, like, I had to have something to do, you know, so
Okay.
I wasn't going to just sit in the house. My mom wasn't going to allow that.
Yeah.
So I had to have something to do, and then I seen the vision at first, but it didn't take till one of my old coaches seen, like, one of my videos that I edited. He was like, maybe you should take this serious. And I'm like, yeah,
Okay, dang.
yeah.
That's
And then
dope.
once I got into it, like, I understood what I was doing. Like, I understood that I was going to be the guinea pig, or I was going to be, like, the pioneer. So getting turned away at games and emailing athletic directors, and they're like, nah, you know, or just,
Like to get field access?
yeah. So, like, or just not looking like everybody else, and, you know, you getting those looks on the sideline, like, you know, I got dreads, you know, black, you know, like, just walking around, I felt out of place. But more so now, it's like you said, so many people, like, they looking like me. It's like it's almost normal now. So
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy coaching, man. You know, we didn't do half of the stuff they do now, but I was on the sideline. I'm like, man, why everybody over here it was my first year out of college, and I got on the staff. I'm like, why everybody over here with cameras? Like, why the kids? I seen somebody charging their phone on the laptop. They had laptops on the sideline. I'm like, I'm asking the coaches, like, why they got phones out here? Why they got cameras? And so they like, oh, they just record and they film. And I'm like, I'm not used to
Like,
it.
wait, kids that's actually playing?
No, like kids just there, like that's just filming.
Oh,
you know?
okay,
like,
okay,
you know,
okay.
when we
Yeah.
were like,
Yeah, it was
random
nobody-
people weren't
yeah,
on the
sideline
sideline
at all. Yeah,
but
they
it's
didn't
people
allow
that I
that.
don't even know that's down there.
Okay.
Like, who is this filming? Like, what are you recording?
But it's the
Like,
nuance.
Yeah, but it's just I didn't know that's what they was doing now. But yeah, so now you just see it every game. You gonna see people with cameras filming everywhere. So it's kind of a normalized thing, which is pretty cool. Because I mean, for kids who need film and need their moments captured, you know that it'll always be somebody with a camera out to catch whatever moment you have, and that could be the thing that gets you an offer. You know what I'm saying? One big play.
Yeah, definitely. I know we talked about a lot of things. I kind of want to tap back into when you was talking about making a documentary. What was it, De La Salle, you said?
Yep.
What was it? What did you already release it, or was it you like still working on it?
So I gotta finish it. I'm going to one of their games, week 6. They're gonna play Marist, and then it's gonna be finished after that. So I just gotta finish up editing it.
And what's the story are you trying to tell when you make
So
the
they're
documentary?
rebuilding right now, actually. So they used to be like a powerhouse.
Yep.
Like De La Salle.
Yeah, I remember that. When my brother was in high school, I believe they
Right.
was.
So now they went on like a terrible losing streak. They got a whole new coaching staff. They got new kids, and like they trying to usher in this new style and what they got going on. So I just wanted to tell that story. And I was gonna do a couple other teams, but like I said, it fell through. So I'm just gonna finish that up and like see how people receive it. So going into next season, like I know what I gotta do or like what I gotta improve on to make that actually come to fruition.
And you doing that by yourself too?
Yeah.
Isn't that bringing like a little journalism aspect to it though a little bit? Or
Yeah, but like also like just like watching Last Chance U or like, y'all just seen the Bishop Sycamore documentary.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Wait, it came out already?
Yeah.
This is more.
So,
when did it come out?
HBO Max.
Like when did it come out though? It had to just come out, right? Oh yeah, I gotta catch that because that's crazy. Like I remember when I first heard about that Bishop Sycamore situation.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta watch that.
When you watch it, you gonna
what is your thoughts on that? Because I haven't watched it yet, so I can't really speak too much about it. But
Yeah, I didn't finish it. I just watched pieces of it. But yeah,
okay.
That story is crazy. Just coming up. Like I said, I don't know the specific details. So I haven't watched the full thing, but just from hearing about it happen and unfold like in real time and not the documentary, like it's super crazy. Like the way they put everything together and how it unfolded. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
But you hear about that a lot. Like I wish Vaughn was here. Cause he went to like a I don't even want to say it's a prep school. He went to a school in Arizona and they ended up getting shut down because they was doing some fraud stuff. Like they were keeping their checks or something like that. They were keeping like they were keeping like they scholarship checks or something.
That's crazy.
Refund checks. They were like keeping the refund checks.
The players
shut down.
checks.
Yeah, the school, the old school
crazy.
shut down and like wasted a year of football. So it's like that. Like Bishop Sycamore not the only one. Like it's programs out there. They just money grabs and kids being naive. And that's why they need parents or they need coaches to direct them, because it's like, man, if you just a kid on your own and you want to play at the next level so bad, you will be willing to take any opportunity and not assess it like, man, this a little shaky, or they didn't send you this, or you didn't sign that, or you know what I mean? Like if they say, oh, we want to offer you, kids love getting offered and just to post it and just to say I got offered, but whole time you signing your life away to a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you need to lock in with a coach or somebody know what's going on, because there's a lot of people that's scamming.
And they got guidance.
Yeah,
like that's why the coaches in high school actually need to care.
Right. Yeah,
it provides them the proper guidance and understanding of
Yep.
a recruitment situation and things like that.
Yep.
So yeah, man. Other than that, I know we talked about a lot of things. Before we wrap it up, is there anything that you want to plug or anything that you want to talk about?
Nah, follow me on Instagram, BlakeFilmz. Yeah, that's about it. I don't got nothing going on.
Any other upcoming games that you interested in filming?
I'm gonna go to next week. Probably slide back on Bolingbrook versus HF.
That's gonna be a good one. That should be a good one.
Yeah.
Thursday probably Morgan Park versus Phillips.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yeah, that's my lineup for next week.
Okay.
So is it anybody or team that you want to film that you haven't yet filmed? Like any interest in filming somebody? Like, oh, I got to go see them play one day.
Nah, not really.
Not really.
Not this year.
Pretty much did everything already.
Yeah, I seen a lot of schools.
Yeah.
Like last year, by this time I've been to like 12 games. Like in week 3.
Working. Right.
So what's the playoff environment like there? I'm pretty sure you do a lot of this filming in the playoffs. Cold.
Oh yeah,
super cold. Because it's like crazy. Cause like as a player in the playoffs, it's like I'm moving around so much I don't feel it.
Right.
But like as a cameraman, you like sitting there, it's freezing, gloves, hand warmers ain't working good enough. But playoff atmosphere in Illinois is crazy. It's crazy.
That's what I thought.
Because like you get a lot of upsets every year.
Yep.
It's probably those main state teams that's gonna be like in the later rounds, but for the most part, Illinois playoffs is always fun.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's definitely. How do you choose which game you gonna go to that week? Because I know as it gets later in the playoffs, it's probably a lot harder to choose.
So that's when I start to get to see more teams that I haven't seen. So like those teams up north or like a little bit further south that I haven't seen, when they got to come down here and play us, that's what I try to do, go see them.
Okay.
Yep.
That's dope, man. Well, we got BlakeFilmz here, along with FA and Tracy, myself. I know Vaughn wasn't able to make it this episode as well, but he'll probably be back, the next one. But do appreciate you for coming to the platform, man. Yeah, like you always welcome. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the documentary drop or you do something big and you may want to come back onto the platform. So definitely always welcome. And we'll keep it pushing from there. But other than that, this is episode 4. Yeah, episode 4. They keep coming, right?
Pushing.
Yeah, episode 4 of the Off-Season Podcast featuring BlakeFilmz. And we out.